Hey sis, and welcome back to the third video in this series, the cost, right? So today we're talking about the cost of not having and or enforcing your boundaries. Now, this one is very important because I get a lot of clients. Again, if you have been paying attention to this series, you know that I work with pretty successful clients, doctors, lawyers, etc., right? So I'm saying that because even though I work with most ladies that have these high-powered positions, it seems that when it comes time to enforce and even have boundaries in their romantic relationships, they may have them, air quotes, but they have yet to enforce them, right? Now, is this everybody across the board? Of course not, right? But I get enough clients in that are struggling when they have these high-powered positions outside of the home to then come home and now they cannot have and do not enforce if they do have boundaries. And I don't want that to be you, because anytime somebody does not create boundaries, in this case yourself, you are creating a long-term problem where it will just be resentment and your frustrations will absolutely build up and boil over. And then when you do decide to say something about them, when you do decide to enforce your boundaries, now you're blowing up like a volcano. We don't want no volcanoes. There is no need for a volcano to erupt around you, because not only are you going to take responsibility and create your boundaries, now you're also going to take responsibility to enforce your boundaries with your mate, right? So you have to come up with something in your life, in your relationship, that is going to put a stop to you being treated a certain way, you being talked to a certain way, a way that does not make you feel loved, it does not make you feel appreciated, it does not make you feel honored, right? And sometimes it doesn't even make you feel seen. You feel taken advantage of. And so the cost of you not having and or enforcing your boundaries is keeping you from creating an extraordinary relationship. Now, one of the reasons why this is because you have a tendency to settle for less than what your spouse is bringing to the table. So even though you know something is off, something in your gut is just like, you can't pinpoint it, but you stay and you continue to allow the same behavior over and over and over again. And this happens because maybe in the past, your partner or spouse did not receive a message well and blew off the handle. Or maybe you are just scared because if I have this conversation, if I enforce this boundary or boundaries, then we might not be a couple any longer, right? So there are these fears that are stopping you or holding you back from creating the very thing that is going to get you the respect, the love, and for you to really look like the queen in his eyes. So you're settling for less. The second reason that this is costing you from not having boundaries or enforcing them is because you are starting to feel like a failure. You're like, I have this high-powered position outside of the home, but when I come home, how come I can't be that boss, that corrector, like I am outside of the home? And so if you create these boundaries, if you enforce these boundaries, you will no longer feel like a failure. And again, you will increase your chances of creating that extraordinary relationship that you longing for. You will absolutely get the opportunity to create the very relationship that you are longing for by creating and enforcing the boundaries. So again, you do not feel like a failure. Your self-esteem is increased. Your confidence is skyrocketing. You're walking around feeling like the sexy queen that you actually should feel like. You're not being rude, you're not being mean, you're not being nasty. You just have standards. And because you have standards, If your partner or spouse cannot meet said standards, then you're okay with saying bye. Because sometimes we have to say bye in order for him to wake up and truly see you as the queen that you actually are. So you don't have to feel like a failure by creating and enforcing the boundaries. The third thing that not having and or enforcing your boundaries and the cost that it is creating for you is when you do not follow through. This is setting the stage for you to feel like you're being taken advantage of. And who wants to feel like they're being taken advantage of? Because now you're feeling like he has taken my kindness for weakness this last time. And I really don't care how this is going to unfold. But again, sis, you don't even have to get to that point if you already know who you are, have your standards, and really hone in on the type of man that he is showing you, ideally before you say I do. Ideally before you say I do. So you don't have to worry about if this breaks up, it's his loss. Now, there may absolutely be some other things that you need to work on yourself, but the big picture, you are not selling your soul to be in an unfulfilling relationship. You're doing the very best that you can do with the tools and information that you have. Many of us, myself included, right? I did not start with the correct tips, with the correct tools, with the correct information on how to be in a loving, healthy relationship, which is why I also experienced a divorce. No fun. And so now it's my obligation. This is my God-given calling to help you not to experience what I experienced. Because if we get the right information, then we also can create our own extraordinary relationship. Yes, extraordinary relationship is for you as well. Now, don't forget to check your email because your next steps will be in the next email. I am Marshawn Alanio, your Shift Relationship Strategist, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye now.